Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody, whatever part of the world you're currently listening to our podcast. Today's Thursday. It's, I believe we're on the 3rd of April already. Imagine that. Feels like we just left January and now we're here in April. So let's apologize. The screen went blank, I guess because we were in front of the sunlight. But thank you so much for joining me on this day as I go for a quick walk and stretch my legs a little. We've been very lucky and frankly fortunate to be having such great weather, walking weather that is, because it's giving us the opportunity to stretch our legs and get a little bit of exercise and enjoy the view at the same time. So thanks so much for joining me. I just thought I walk real for a few minutes and enjoy this fantastic weather. It's not too cold, not too warm, just the right weather to be walking. So what do I want to talk to you guys about? Well, there's quite a bit of stuff going on. I'm not gonna bore you with some of the geopolitics and domestic politics in America. I do want to talk a little bit about certain issues that are starting to manifest regarding our overall relationship with other countries. I still believe that U.S. foreign policy under this administration is by far still the best approach, regardless of certain issues that are starting to manifest themselves. The problem of this world is not America's problem, and I think it's important that we make some sort of what's the word I'm looking for, a separation of our overall priorities and support to other countries, especially now that we live in the year 2026. Okay, folks, there's definitely a lot of tests coming up regarding our partnership alliances with other countries, and just the current situation at this point. Anyway, folks, I just wanted to basically reflect on what's happening in the Middle East. I managed to listen in on the President's State of the Union address last night. And I'm still trying to process everything. I mean, I don't have privileges to any, intelligence or privileged information, so I'm just going to have to talk about, my overall background and professional experience on geopolitics and geoeconomics. So that's where I'm going to try to direct your attention regarding this video blog. So we've always been in conflict with Iran as a country. basically cemented years and years ago by prior administrations and preserved by, you know, Republicans and Democrat administrations. So I'm not overly concerned in terms of why we've decided to do what we did in Iran. It's just one of those places, unfortunately, that was never, how would I put it? They were never in agreement with U.S. foreign policy. And I can't always fault people that is not in agreement with U.S. foreign policy. So I'm not, you know, going to say that what took place is in the best interest of America, but sometimes miscalculations in politics and foreign policy happens. But I believe, in spite of what took place, that the future will be brighter for Iranians and Venezuelans. It's, you know, unfortunate that things had to happen the way it did, but I believe that, you know, overall, at the end of the day, things are going to benefit, you know, the population, majority of them at least. So I figure, you know, see how things kind of evolve. Right, folks? That's what I'm gonna just hope for the best and pray that things end soon and, you know, the country returns to a better future moving forward. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, as someone who promotes economic development worldwide using new world market tools and the social media platform, I typically will not, or will, you know, for the most part, not engage in geopolitical issues that would precipitate it to an armed conflict. But due to the fact that the US and Iran have always been banging heads, and if I were not to take sides, I think it's in the best interest of the Iranian public to have their way of living be checked and examined. And I think that's what took place. Yeah, folks, it's a very hard subject to talk about, because nothing is ever going to be accomplished by, you know, violence or armed conflict or war, in my opinion. But sometimes it necessitates to happen. But as I said, I'm not gonna, you know, preemptively talk about the pros and cons right now. I'm still waiting for the dust to settle. Yeah, and trust me, this is gonna be a long, drawn out dust to settle. All right, folks. So with that said, let's just hope for the best and pray for those victims and for those that are affected by this conflict. And I want to also voice that and echo that for those in Ukraine and Russia with their conflict and other parts of the world. So yeah, what can you do? The only way to really avoid these kinds of issues and situation is by promoting economic development, where there will be no need for conflicts because everybody's well off and where everybody can put food on the table, everybody's got resources. I think economic development is extremely important now throughout the world, where everybody's wanting to advance their purchasing power, their economy, their overall way of life. I think that's more important to the public today around the world than engaging in wars. Okay, folks, that's just my thought. Anyway, thanks for watching and listening to our video blog today. As most of you are aware, the faceconomics concept is the utilization of the social media platform in economic development worldwide. And we definitely want to champion, building capacity and increasing the purchasing power of the public. Okay, that's something that I'm very passionate about. Great jobs, great opportunities, reduce conflicts around the world and limit, if not even eradicate it. Yeah. So anyway, folks, I hope you all are doing well. It's a really nice day to be going out for a walk. And I always look forward to going out for a walk wherever I am, just because it makes my blood circulate, flow, and feel good afterwards. Yeah, so, and I'm gonna keep doing it now that the weather's improved quite a bit. Yeah. Anyway, what else is going on? What else is going on today or the last few days? Let's talk about local election, because we actually did not manage to recruit 10,000 signatures, unfortunately. It's not that we didn't try, we did our best. So I feel very proud to have done that. And also, I did try to convince the election commission to let people recruit signatures online, create a platform where people can just log on and recruit and put in their information online virtually. That would have been more efficient, and the success rate for people to get on the ballot that way is much higher. I have been traveling throughout the state, and it's just not the most efficient way to do things. I don't know why the election commission still hasn't, I'm talking about the Virginia election commission, still hasn't gravitated towards an online platform. Because the only way that you can really win the contest is if you pay people to recruit signatures for you, and if you have the funds to travel. I mean, I self-funded most of my campaign. We didn't have enough funds or capacity to pay people to recruit signatures. So it's always a losing battle when you run for office and you don't have a whole lot of funds. So it's not a contest of meeting of the minds. It's most likely meeting of the wallets, whoever has the most purchasing power wins. So, and then the public complains about it. You know, they complain about the career politician, the person that is not the best representative, but they have the most purchasing power, they have the most money. So that's what happened, and it keeps on happening until, you know, the public wakes up and say, okay, well, we don't want this kind of contest to be a political monopoly. You know, they want people to actually debate and share their thoughts and ideas. But how can you debate if you're not even on the ballot? How can you even engage if you don't have the money to engage? So it's a contest of purchasing power and the capacity of your wallet more than the capacity of your brain. Okay, folks, that's just the reality in Virginia politics, unfortunately. So with that said, I'm not trying to be, you know, negative or sound like I'm bitter, but it is the current pre-existing condition. So what can you do when people don't wake up and say, okay, this isn't a fair contest? No, it isn't a fair contest, folks, because if you don't have money and you want to serve our state, you won't win, regardless what your position is, regardless how efficient you are, regardless how strategic your concepts are. You know, that purchasing power, you're out of luck, you know, basically. And so that's just the reality of things, unfortunately. And we've encountered that reality, right, folks? So anyway, I mean, I haven't given up. I've actually want to be in the race still, and have asked my supporters to consider writing my name in. Still there? Okay, just apologize. The screen keeps going blank because it hits the sunlight and it blanks. It turns blank or white on the screen. So anyway, folks, yeah, think about what I'm talking about, because I mean, if this election were to be a contest of meeting of the minds, then it'll be a good contest. You know, it's be worth watching and paying attention to. But when, you know, the wallet speaks louder than the brain, then you won't get far with it. You know, it won't be a contest of the brightest minds. It'll be the contest of the fattest wallet. Okay, folks. Yeah. So here we are, and we're about to cross this footbridge. I really like walking down here because I get to take a break and look over the creek. Okay, and some people say creek. It's a creek, and sometimes you'll see some snapping turtles underneath it. The creek. I actually saw one yesterday. Maybe we'll see another one today. Who knows? The one that I saw yesterday was fairly big, about the size of a plate. So, are they here? Somewhere under the bridge. Oh, there's one right here. Okay. And wow, that's a big snapping turtle. Can y'all see that? Oh, here's another one here. They're pretty sizable turtles. They're big. Look at that. About the size of a plate almost. Imagine that thing snapping your finger off. They're huge. They're chompers. Their you know, beak are fairly sharp. I saw them snapping yesterday, and they almost chopped their opponent's head off with their beak. They're huge, especially when they open up their mouths. So yeah. All right, folks, let's keep on walking and enjoy the view further. I think I'm gonna go around this time. Yesterday I didn't go around. I just went up to the point of my destination and returned from the exact origin where I turned around at. So I didn't really get to see the view so much. But this time I think I'm gonna go around this area and walk on the sidewalk alongside the park. So yeah. Anyhow, let's see whatever else is going on here. This neighborhood is fairly quiet. That's why I like going here. You know, people don't really. I mean, there's no traffic outside. You know, the regular folks that lives in this area. So it's a good place to hang out and you know, just stroll around. That's why I come here, because you'll be able to hear what I'm saying, you know, because there's less cars passing by and traffic and all that stuff. So anyway, I hope you all are having a wonderful springtime so far. I mean, I you know, kind of torn because I really like winter. You know, it's probably one of the most favorite season for me. So, but I also like spring. Matter of fact, I actually like all season, but the best one is winter for me. But now that spring is starting to come out and manifest itself, then I will get more opportunities to walk around. So anyway, that's pretty much where everything is at this point. I don't know what else I'm going to. I mean, there's quite a lot of things on my mind that I want to talk about, but I think I'm gonna save that for my podcast and talk about some of these pressing issues in my mind. I don't want to inundate you guys with too many content right now, since I'm running two YouTube channels and I also have my podcast. So if you'd like to listen in on some of our most important pressing issues that I typically pay attention to closely and cover, feel free to go to Faceconomics podcast. We're on Amazon Music and Apple Music and all the podcasting platforms out there. So yeah, check those platforms out there. Most of our content are free, so you can be a member and get access to members only material, but most of our contents are free. So yeah, man, I love this weather. It's just so beautiful, sunny and mild. So yeah, folks, let's see whatever else is going on. Yeah, well, I just want to reflect again on my baby girl, Bella. Just doesn't seem real. You know, just 2 weeks ago we were playing and cuddling. And then a week later, she's gone. She went up to be with her grandparents and our previous fur babies. It just doesn't feel real, you know, but hence it's life sometimes. Never ever take life for granted. You know, the time that you spend with your friends and family, cherish them, because there is no guarantee that they'll be around forever. Okay? That's just the reality of life, the reality of, you know, the world. So make sure to let people feel, not just tell them, let people feel that you care and love them. All right? Because as far as, you know, talking and sharing your you know, overall sentiments with people, using words, it's important, don't get me wrong, but I think it's much more effective and lasting when you make people feel that they matter to you. You know, my dog Bella has been with me for 18 years. She was my princess, my little baby girl, and every day in and day out she made me feel special. Even till the last minute of her life, she made me feel that I'm her superhero, that daddy is her number one, you know, and that's a very special feeling. You know, I think I'll never ever forget her, okay, because of how she made me feel. And she's, you know, a puppy, she's just a dog, but she knows how to make you feel special. Imagine that. If dogs and puppies can make a human being feel like a champion, why can't human beings make people feel the same way? Okay? I mean, I miss Bella. Okay, and I never thought I'd miss a dog the way I miss Bella, but I do miss her, you know, and I tried my best to keep her around, but she was going through a lot of, you know, medical issues, health issues, and I couldn't, you know, ask her to stick around and endure that kind of pain for my benefit. So I lay down next to her, held her in my arms, and told her it's okay for her if she needed to go. And trust me, I've never seen a dog fight for life the way she did, but her old age and all the pain and suffering that she was going through won the battle, unfortunately. But you know, by the time she closed her eyes, I was the only person she saw before going up to heaven, and I was the last person she smelled, okay, on that evening. Friday night, 10 p.m. Friday night, March the 20th was the last time my precious Bella you know, cuddled with daddy. So yeah, I miss her tons. It's been a few weeks already, but I don't know, it'll take a while before I can even manage to get back to where I was. I mean, I don't think I'll ever be back to where I was. I mean, she took a large chunk of my heart with her. So, but feel very fortunate to have Bella by my side for 18 years, or almost 18 years, because I was in Europe and Washington DC while she was in the Hampton Roads area. So, but ultimately we were together for 18 years, off and on. And I look forward to one day hanging out with her again up in heaven. It'd be very, very nice to see her again without the aches and pains. So I did have her cremated, and her ashes is with me, but it just doesn't feel the same anymore, you know. I mean, her ashes are with me, but I can't see her, touch her anymore. So, and I'm looking around and see people with their fur babies, their puppies, and somewhat I feel jealous, but I did get to experience my precious Bella for 18 years, where we would walk around and enjoy each other's company, go to the beach, go to Mount Trashmore and walk around, and even travel on a plane. So we went through a lot of ups and downs together. Okay, folks. And yeah, I feel sad and I feel, you know, a bit robbed. But I understand that my puppy is no longer in pain. And I'm grateful for that, because she's lost a lot of weight and she didn't want to eat. You know, I was spoon feeding her water. It wasn't a pretty sight. But what I realized is, you know, when you love someone and that person is going through a lot of pain and hardship, you just have to let them go. How you doing? You're just gonna have to let them go, especially if they're at an age and time and predicament where they simply cannot, you know, keep on going, you know. And it's probably one of the toughest things I've ever had to do in my whole life, to tell my baby girl that it'll be okay for her to cross into the Rainbow Bridge. Because, you know, I still feel selfish in many ways, that I didn't want to, you know, live through life without her. Even though I know, you know, puppies and pets and fur babies don't really outlast their human. It's rare that they do that, but I was hoping that she'll be around for a few more years, but it's not the most realistic expectation, unfortunately. So yeah, folks, thank you for letting me share my feelings with you. I'm kind of opening up with our audience, because I know many of you there have never met me in person. Some of you have been following me for ages, for I guess the very beginning of our channel, when we only had two we had 2 subscribers. So I'm grateful and thankful for you guys continuing to support us and watching our video blogs, telling your family and friends about our campaign, even though we've never met ever before, and they're probably not even the same countries I am in. But I appreciate you guys, keep on keeping on with me. Eventually we'll hit that 1,000 subscriber mark. We're close. We're past 500 now. So if you share and tell people to subscribe to our channel, hopefully we'll reach that 1,000 subscriber mark and keep on growing our base and audience. Collaborate as much as we can, and eventually we'll meet those 50, 60,000 viewers, whatever. Eventually, we'll just keep on growing our channel. So yeah, folks, what else is happening in today's world? So thank you again for letting me share my sentiments about my Princess Bella, my little puppy. So anyway, what else did I want to talk to you guys about? The importance of following your calling, following your passion, regardless how hard it is, regardless if people laugh at you, regardless if unrealistic it may feel and seem like. Keep on going. That's something that I've always wanted to share with the public, okay? Because I've lived through it, I experienced it, and I am experiencing it till to this day. So I suggest that you continue to go for the gold and make things happen for you. So that's what I'm sensing that I should be talking about, because a lot of the people nowadays have given up. They've told and convinced themselves that they're not going to meet that challenge, that they're not good enough, not strong enough, smart enough, pretty enough, wealthy enough. All the limiting beliefs that this world tell you, even from people that are close to you, your friends, your family members, they're gonna try to stomp on you, dog you, attack you. Trust me, I've been through it all. But at the end of the day, it's you that determines your trajectory. It's you that determines what you're going to endure and what's worth enduring. All right, folks. So I'm saying to you this now is to follow your dream. Do what you're passionate about. Is it going to be easy? No. You're going to go through a lot of crap? Yes. Most of the time you're going to go through crap than actually meeting your mark. Are you going to be successful instantly? Probably not. It will take years, yes, most of the time. But once you get to the top, not just so that you can look down on people, that should never be your objective, is to look down on people. But get to the top so you have a better view of your next challenge, your next goal, your next objective. That's what you want. Reach the top of that mountain, look around and identify what's next for you. Okay, folks? So go for your goal, regardless if shoot for the stars and land in the clouds, you still made it. Okay, it's my motto. But I feel, bad for those people that have never pursued their dreams, because, we only have a short period of time on this planet, and you don't want to have a lot of regrets as you get older. asking yourself what if you did certain things because you didn't want to, take the risk. So that's something that you definitely need to carefully consider. So yeah, that's what I'm saying, folks. Yeah. I mean, when I first started, people were laughing at me, talking about me behind my back, attacking me, all this garbage. Okay? But sometimes people are behind you because for the exact reason they're behind you, talking about your back. So don't take it seriously. How are you, Amber Coleman? Nice to see you, Amber Coleman. I've got quite a bit of people watching, so I'm not going to read everyone's name. But from time to time, I'll give you guys a shout out. And let me know also if you want me to mention your platform, so other people that are watching us would know about your platform. I'll be more than happy to support you. That's how things happen for me. Is people give me shout outs and posted my faceconomics platform on their platform, and that's how it should be. That's how it ought to be. Build each other up. Don't try to get engaged in all these competition crap. There's a lot of bullshit out there where people try to destroy other people that are trying to advance or trying to build something. Most of them are the jealous haters. They attack people that are building something and contributing to society. Don't be one of those people that attack influencers, attack those people that are trying to build something, make this world a better place. Because no one will make this world a better place until we do. So it's up to us to make things better for everyone. All right, folks. So yeah. Anyway, I just thought I mentioned that because trust me, there's a lot of nefarious, evil people out there that are trying to destroy my name and reputation and everything else. Okay, they're hiding behind the cloak of the internet, social media, or simply destroying my name among their friends. And I don't know who these people are personally, but for some reason they decided to attack me internally and even publicly. All right, folks. So with that said, thank you so much for joining me. Wow, we've been walking for almost 44 minutes now. So I'm glad that we're gaining some grounds and doing what needs to be done. Talking about ideas, concepts, okay? Never engage in a conversation talking crap about other people. The only people that engage in those conversations are the losers, the haters of this planet, because they can't build. They're too jealous. They're too overly engulfed with their hatred that they're not even making sense, So be the force of good all the time. Whatever you do, professionally, personally, be that force of good, because it's much harder for people to be a good person because you stand for something versus attacking people that are making a difference in this world and in society. So take the challenge, be the force of good. All right, folks. Anyway, like I mentioned before, thank you for joining me on this walk. I'm close to where I need to go, and we'll try to connect with you again via our podcast. Maybe this evening I'll do our faceconomics podcast since it's been a while since I've done it. So, yeah. Okay, folks. Let me know if you have any questions and suggestions, comments. Feel free to connect with me on the platform. And if there's anything that you'd like for me to discuss, I'll be more than happy to talk about them. Anyway, all right, thank you so much for taking the time to walk with me and listening to our video vlog. Till we meet again, have a wonderful weekend. Take care.